So here we are going to do history chapter 8, forward bloc and INA, all about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and his legacy and the INA, Indian National Army. So first is Bose and the Congress. Bose was redacted by the non-cooperation movement of started by the Congress and Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma. He was an active worker, but he criticized the policy of Gandhi and non-cooperation because Gandhi was following a passive approach towards British, and the Netaji wanted a large-scale industrialization, but Gandhi didn't want. He wanted small-scale industries at very village level, and Netaji opposed the openness of Gandhiji towards British. Yes, Gandhi was very means towards British means he was very open with the British. Mm, as Bose favored using tact means he used different term. Bose want to gain independence using different tacts, but Gandhi only followed the path of non-violence. And when the World War II began, Bose wanted to ally. Bose wanted to become an ally of Axis powers because enemies is enemy's friend. But Gandhi didn't. He supported the Britishers. As a result, at the Tripuri session in Madhya Pradesh, Gandhiji tried to dissuade Bose, but Bose became the president of that election, defeating the Sita Ramaiya at Tripuri session, Madhya Pradesh. And as the Gandhi launched a non-cooperation movement against him, that he will not, as mm, as a result, the 13 members of Congress committee resigned, and then majority as a result, Gandhi wing opposed him, and as a result, he resigned on April 29, 1929. And then the INA was established. Bose felt that the left wing of Congress should come under one flag, so he established forward bloc on May 3rd, 1919. The main objectives was abolition of zamindari and monetary credit system, large-scale industrialization, and reorganization of agriculture and industry on socialist line. As Netaji followed a mm, policy of tact with the British, he wanted to oppose British, so he was arrested on in July, home arrest under the Defense India rules, but he escaped from there. Then Indian National Army, how it was formed. The idea was conceived by Mohan Singh when Mohan Singh was a high ranked officer, nearly high ranked officer in British Army. But when the British Army was retreating from Japan, he didn't join them. Instead, he went to the Japanese and he conceived them Japanese to form an anti-British, anti-India, anti-British army in Japan only, using the prisoners of war. So as a result, Japan gave his nearly 45,000 of prisoners of war to Mohan Singh, and as a result, the INA was conceived. What was crucial in this? The fall of Singapore. The objectives of INA to organize an armed revolution against the Britishers, to mobilize total war and money to the mobilize total war and total armament to the war, and this was not possible for the Indians to get weapons of high quality, so this war was given to Indians living in foreign. The main motto of INA was strength, unity, sacrifice. Sorry, unity. Forgot the past one. Unity, faith, sacrifice. Remember the code word UFC. UFC. And next objective, to organize the provincial government within the British government to for the mobilization of war, mobilization of force effectively means to mobilize the defense army effectively. Next achievement, the INA captured Maodong, East Southeast Chittagong in Bengal, and Klang Klang, a very strong military force, and he succeeded in capturing Ukral and Kohima. Ukral and Kohima, very important strategic location. The British were totally break down by this. Remember the name Dr. Swami, Dr. Lakshmi Swaminathan, Rani Lakshmi Regiment. Only women regiment in that. In INA. They raised the Indian tricolor flag for the first time in liberated Indian soil on March 19, 1944. They raised the flag Indian tricolor with Tiranga first time 19 March 1944. As a result of INA, Netaji was on the way to, I think, Germany, but he died in a plane crash in Taiwan. The impact of INA. The Indian naval mutiny, in which the whole Indian Royal Navy rebelled against the Britishers. As a result, the Britishers were completely frightened. If the land army also rebelled, then what will happen on them? As a result, they they were totally afraid, and this was because of the INA, because these Indian army soldiers that were in British, the Indian sepoys were 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 means were were motivated by the idea of free India, and the vision of the Subhash Chandra Bose to get India free by using the forces effectively, the not using a recessive policy against the British, but becoming by using an active policy, using war, and following the path of non-violence. And as a result, the Clement Attlee, the Prime Minister of Britain at that time, under whose signature the India got independence, said that it was the mutiny means the rebellion of the Indian Naval Army, feared that frightened the British about it. If the land army, mass army also rebelled, then what will happen? So as a result, they were forced to give independence. This was the words of Clement Attlee, the Prime Minister of Britain at that time. So this short chapter summary here is completed.